This challenge is going to be a hard one. What's going on, guys? Evil Dragon here, back with another video. It'll be another Fallout 4 challenge. And that challenge is, can I beat Fallout 4 while being addicted to every chem and having every disease? If you don't know what the diseases are, really quick, pretty much in survival difficulty only, you can get a disease from eating spoiled food or from getting too much radiation, that sort of thing. There are some I don't really care about, like insomnia or whatever. Those are just sleep oriented, and maybe I'll get those, whatever. But I'm really looking at the very hard stat defining ones, like the ones that lower my damage by 10%, or the Morat disease from Vault 81 that lowers my health by 10%, forever. Chem addictions are pretty much if I take too much of a chem, then one of my special stats, so strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, or luck, are lowered by a certain amount. In total, I'll be lowered by like 7 agility, I think it's 5 strength, 2 luck, 2 endurance, 2 intelligence, 4 charisma. It'll be a lot. Just know that the build I need to go for before I start here will be heavy endurance, just so that I can actually take hits. I mean, 5 strength, or -5 strength and -7 agility means I can't really rely on bats, and I can't really rely on melee either. So I really need to decide what I'm going to do here. I'm most likely going to go into potentially a rifle build, semi-automatic again, just because that's perception, and perception is only -2, but we'll see what we do before. I'm making this intro before I actually start the challenge, so we'll see. Anyways, let's dive right into, can I beat Fallout 4, being addicted to every chem, and having every disease? And now that I've completed the challenge, I can say it was by far the toughest challenge I've ever done. But starting off, I had to pick my skills. So I named myself, and I put 10 immediate points into endurance, 5 into luck, I believe it was 3 or 4 into strength, and about 5 or 6 into agility. Why endurance? Well, you take a lot more damage in survival mode, but so do your enemies. So to try and negate some of that, I put as many perks into endurance to have as much health as I could. I figured it'd be helpful later on. I then, of course, had to go into the vault after the nuclear bomb went off. I then made sure I switched to survival mode for the challenge, and then I grabbed a skill point to put right into agility to negate some of that negative agility points I'd have. I put my first point into Idiot Savant. Now the reason why is I'm going to be going no intellect as well, because Idiot Savant, whenever you do anything, get a location, complete a quest, whatever, there's a chance to get 3 times up to 5 times the amount of experience, which is a really good perk, honestly. It allows you to level up faster, which can make me do more damage with perks, make me get more defense from perks, make me get more health from perks, make me able to upgrade my weapons and armor, all of that stuff, which I think is really good. So, plus, I wanted to be an idiot. I'm someone who's been addicted to everything while joining the Institute, so why not be an idiot amongst scientists? I thought it'd be funny. Then, of course, I grabbed my trusty companion Dogmeat, where I then move on to Concord. I mean, at this point, I had leveled up already to like level 2 or 3, and I already had some good armor and weapons. I got really lucky from all the raiders outside and inside Sol 4. So I thought, why not show some PvP right off the bat to show how powerful I am? After all, I did go into some damage perks right away. Another cool thing, though, about this, like I said, they take more damage, I take more damage, I do more damage. But, I don't know, I can also use any weapon I want. Also, you see that funny noise? That's what happens whenever Idiot Savant works. It makes a stupid noise. It's absolutely kind of funny. But here's where the first challenge came in. Like I said, in this run, I can use any weapon I want. I can't do the main quest, which starts with Nick Valentine, until I'm addicted to everything, which will be a problem later on. But starting off, you have to defeat a Deathclaw with the minigun you get in Concord, and the power armor suit. Pretty easy. I didn't think it'd be so bad. I mean, I had medics on, buff out, now I puffed Psycho to take less damage as well and do more damage. This thing was already nearly dead. Hit me once, okay. It does a little animation to grab me. Okay, I go down to half health. I should be fine. I even stim-pack, so I go over half. And then it one-shots me from about 53% health. And that was my first death. Considering I hadn't slept, because in survival mode you have to save by sleeping at least an hour. Well, after this loading screen, you'll see I just lost roughly an hour to an hour and a half of progress. Ooh boy, I was definitely not going to make that mistake again. Man, I was like, wow, okay. From there, though, I was like, you know what, let's do this glitch really quick, and I had Dogmeat grab the Cryolator for me for a good weapon. After saving the Minutemen, I decided to join them up because we're not joining their faction, we are joining the Institute, but we need them to get into the Institute later. So I joined them up. I then, of course, got addicted to Psycho and Jet. Here are some of the stuff I got addicted to, and that's because I helped save, or I guess helped out, some chem dealers at a diner. From there, I grinded some more levels by helping the Brotherhood of Steel out. I then, of course, got addicted to some more chems in the Brotherhood of Steel after saving up some stuff. I got addicted to Buff Out and Mentats. So now it's Jet, Buff Out, Mentats, and Psycho. Not too bad. After all, we have to get addicted to 11 chems. From here, I went all the way to Diamond City, where I immediately rushed to the chem dealer to see if he had any of the chems I needed. I need stuff like Overdrive, Calmex, Fury, all this stuff. He had nothing except for one Overdrive. You need about 4 to get a guaranteed addiction, I believe, is what I've noticed. So 1 Overdrive right off the bat, considering you can only buy it or it's a really rare loot drop, not too bad. From here, I decided to start going around the map to find all the chems I need. I went to a bunch of locations to get some Day Tripper, I went to go ahead and get some Daddy-O. I then even did this side quest where you talk to this bartender and this, I guess, someone who's mad with him, where you have to then eventually intercept a chem deal. I went to the chem deal, and you get 60 Psycho, 60 Buff Out, 60 Mentats, and 60 Jet. Nothing else. So I got all the I got so much of the chems that I was addicted to. But at least this would fuel my cap, so I had a lot of currency later on. I also wanted to show off this weapon I got called the Spray and Pray, a suppressed legendary submachine gun that does explosive damage. It is absolutely crazy, and it is definitely why I was able to win this run. From here, I decided to, part of that chem deal mission is to go to the chem lab. So it's like, okay, maybe they'd actually have some of the chems I need down south in this lab. So I went down south, I cleared out the outside with some of the ghouls, and then I found this hilariously looking spacesuit. That's a hazmat suit? Oh, that's a hazmat suit. Now, in this super secret drug lab, I died because it was actually kind of tough. But I finally decided to whip out that SMG and absolutely destroy the boss that was in here. You can see I absolutely shred that guy. I mean, it's crazy. From here, because I was still down south, I went to these Atom Cat's garage, I guess is what it's called, and stole a suit of pretty much Brotherhood of Steel equivalent power armor. It's very good. And I mean, hey, with how hard this run is, I'm not going to be using power armor, of course, unless I need to, but why not grab it now? I then found Mama Murphy's stash, which gave me a bunch of chems that I desperately needed that I couldn't find. I then made the mistake when I went to Good Neighbor of killing the guy, you know, but accidentally using spread to shoot someone in the background. I just lost an hour of progress.
Damn. That's rough.
My honest reaction, because I just lost an hour of progress.
Dude, are you kidding?
Oops. Anyways, from here I went to Vault 81. Now, here's where the game gets a little bit confusing. I need to get bit by these lab brats, whatever, to get the Morat disease, which means I permanently have negative 10% health, which is quite a big debuff. Because like I said, I am trying to get addicted to all chems, but also get all negative effects I can. For example, there's a disease called weakness where you take 20% more damage, but the problem is illnesses only last for about 3 days, which sucks because I thought I was going to be able to have all illnesses, but that's fine, I can still have the Morat disease. I then found an alien, and you know, I don't know why there was an alien in this game, I didn't even know that, but sure, it gave me one of the best weapons I used for a little bit there, called the Alien Blaster, that does an insane amount of damage. But again, why is there an alien? I've never seen this thing before. From there, I decided to duplicate copper. And this is definitely a big glitch and a big exploit, and I'm going to be using it later on to do an even bigger glitch and bigger exploit because of how frustrated I got. I'll talk more about it then, but just see here, pretty much how you duplicate copper. You just, scrap and store stuff at the same time, and you can duplicate items in the workshop that you can scrap, like copper. Again, this is important later. From here, I decided to tackle Swan, as I do in all my runs. Because I kept doing side quests, because at this point, pretty much, I was going between Diamond City and Good Neighbor to just buy the drugs I needed. And I couldn't find them for whatever reason. I don't know why. They were just not spawning. And so in the meantime, I was doing a ton of side quests. In the process, I got a fiery minigun. And so I decided to see if I could tackle Swan. I mean, of course, my armor and my weapons are absolutely absurd. I'm in like the level 20s now. I'm like really powerful, but he's still, of course, a boss. So with all the ammo I have on the minigun, and then using my good old spray and pray SMG to just take him out because it does a lot more damage, we finally took down Swan with the shotgun. Was he hard? No, to be fair, I just kind of lured him into an area where he couldn't get me besides throw boulders, and then I kept healing after he threw boulders. He wasn't too tough, but again, mini boss Swan, there you go. From here, I ended up, looking at what addictions I still need, and I was like, okay, I have some more stuff, so I got addicted to Fury, Daddio, and Day Tripper, which means I only have Calmex and Overdrive left. From here, after I left Good Neighbor to go back to Diamond City, because again, I was going back and forth, I found a really glitched human. That's cool. Eventually, after 15 hours of real life time, I got enough Calmex to get addicted. Kill that guy. From here, this happened. Man, I was like, I had to do it. If you play Fallout 4, you have to do that once when you get there. Anyways, I was level 25, and here, the reason why I had done everything I could. I had done side quests to level myself up, whatever, but I still could not find Overdrive, the final chem I needed. So I decided to do an XP glitch. I'll let my past self explain it a little bit better.
Glitch. I need to get to intellect level 7 and then get 1 point into chemist. That's all I gotta do. It's not too bad, but it just kind of sucks that I have to resort to this, but I'm tired from sitting here for hours and hours and getting nothing.
If I haven't made myself clear enough, this challenge was just very draining. That's why I resorted to doing this XP glitch. Am I a cheater? Yeah, it's a cheat, it's a glitch, it's an exploit, it's whatever you want. I mean, have I done glitches before? I've done the glitch with Dogmeat, where Dogmeat is still your partner and he is a pretty good companion, but then you have Lone Wanderer buffs. I've used Dogmeat to get the Cryolator out of side a Master Locked thing, so I did this because after playing for about, I believe, somewhere between 15 and 17 real-life hours, I couldn't find Overdrive. So the reason why I went to those ironworks in the first place, where I died in that lava vat, was to go ahead and get some books. And one of the books allows you to craft these statues, which are high experience. And so I did the copper glitch earlier on. So I can spawn a ton of these in and get enough levels to get boost up to an intelligence level 7, and then put 1 perk into chemist, which allows you to craft every drug except for Calmex. So that's why I went out of my way for that 15 to 17 hours to get Calmex first, before, maybe in the meantime I'd actually find Overdrive, but I wasn't able to. So, again, that's why eventually I resorted to doing that, and then just crafting the Overdrive on its own. So after that was all said and done, again, I wasn't going to use these cheated levels for anything else. I went fully into intelligence, and then 1 final perk into chemist, to be able to craft all the Overdrive I needed. Again, I was sick of just going back and forth between Diamond City and Good Neighbor, hoping that the traders had them. So eventually I got addicted to the final chem Overdrive. I then cleared out this assembly plant, which was the first mission of the Minutemen quest, and then joined the Minutemen as my faction just for now, for the time being, because we need them later on to get to my real faction, which would be the Institute. Here are all the addictions I have, which is everyone in the game. Psycho, Excel, Overdrive, Jet, Calmex, Day Tripper, Mentats, Buffout, Daddio, Fury, Med-X, and the debuff you can only have, is the only permanent one, Morat Disease. As an added bonus, because this is survival mode where you have a water system, a tired system, and a food system, I also went into the perk Cannibal, meaning no other foods benefit me at all besides eating people, ghouls, or super mutants, which added a little bit to the challenge, because pretty much the way it works, if you're hungry, or thirsty, or tired, your energy or AP points, ability points, whatever, go down. Kind of like radiation over health, so you have less points for that, less stamina, if you want to call it. So it means finding food is very hard, especially if you have parasites, which instead of lasting for 3 days like every other illness, lasts for about 1 or 2 in-game weeks. So again, it made me constantly hungry, and if I couldn't find a person, I'd have to go out of my way to look for a raid or gang or something to take down, and then, eat that person to get my food back up to have a good amount of points. Those are all the debuffs I had, and I was ready to start the game, officially. So of course, I go down to the subway station and start fighting all of Skinny Malone's crew. At this point though, I mean, I'm being at level 32, I have a really good weapons and really good armor just from grinding all the side quests out, getting a ton of caps, that sort of thing. They were pretty much a cakewalk, especially when, again, I put a lot of perks into pistol damage, rifle damage, like health, damage resistance, that sort of thing. I was just really OP. I mean, this is like level 5 to 10 stuff, especially when it's the first main mission of the game. Again, you can see I'm kind of one-shotting these guys to two-shotting them. My pistol is definitely one of the better weapons until I go ahead and get a much better pistol later on. The 10mm is good right now, but it'll definitely get good later. Also towards the end of the game, real quick, right now it doesn't look like it, but I will be getting a ton of legendary weapons and legendary armor. I will be absolutely broken. But finally I clear this place out and save Nick Valentine, the detective. So we go back, we meet up, and we assume that Kellogg is the guy who kidnapped our son early on. So we head out, but really quick before I head out, I just thought I'd show off where I'm based at. Because you can't fast travel in survival mode either, one of the best spots, because you can only fast travel to and from the Institute later on, is Hangman's Alley, which is a nice area really close by. That's considered to be the best sort of base point, I guess, because you can fast travel to the Institute and then you walk like about a minute away, and boom, Hangman's Alley. From here, we make it all the way to where Kellogg is and all these synths. The flamer wasn't exactly working out, so I really quickly switched to my other guns, like the shotgun and whatnot. Man, I got really low here. I thought I was going to die, but I was barely able to squeeze out alive. And with all the weapons I have, with how good they were at this time, it was a miracle I actually did survive, because I thought I was really powerful. And then here comes me versus Kellogg, which might be the best win ever. I mean, he just explodes from this submachine gun. That was absolutely crazy. From there, we learn from the memories that you have to teleport to get into the Institute, so I head to the Glowing Sea to talk to Virgil. In the Glowing Sea, though, I fight a ton of Deathclaws. And, I mean, they're pretty easy. I fight a normal one and take it down pretty easily. But by this point, I was almost out of the submachine gun ammo, so when a roar happened and I didn't know what the heck was going on, eventually I found the Deathclaw. That hunted me down, and it was an Alpha Deathclaw, meaning very, very powerful. And I was honestly panicking because my good weapon had no more ammo. But my shotgun and other weapons are just as good too. I don't know why I was so worried. I eventually took it down with a critical hit, just in case. I didn't know how much damage this thing was going to do. So I eventually took it down. That thing definitely scared me though, I'll tell you that much. From there we talk to Virgil, and he tells us, go take down a courser, we need that. I go ahead and do just that. This place was a cakewalk this time. Again, I was so over-leveled, so overpowered. I even from a mission was able to, shut the synth courser down. I think the reason why, if I remember correctly, is because I did a Mama Murphy mission, and then she gives you the ability to learn the code, I guess. I can't remember. From there, though, I go ahead and take down the railroad because I don't really want to join them, and we have to take them out anyways. I mean, again, they're once again a cakewalk. I loaded up more ammo for this submachine gun, which gives, allows me to take all these guys out, especially the Heavy Glory with her minigun. I grabbed that minigun. Instead of using my submachine gun, I used the minigun to clear the rest of this place out. While it's a lot weaker because I haven't put any into points into heavy guns or whatever it's called, there's still, I mean, everyone gets shredded in here basically, and I get the courser data. I head back out to Virgil, give him the courser data, and he gives me the plans to make the teleporter. So I, go ahead and give the plans to Sturgis, and I had also remembered what parts I need this time, so I could build this thing right away, not having to go get a military circuit board or a biometric scanner or anything like that. But I eventually teleport in, we learn Sean's alive, he's the leader of the Institute, and he starts giving us the Institute quests. We have to go recover a synth at the top of this Raider mountain. It was relatively easy to get through here. I mean, I have a suppressed sniper, so no one really knew I was here, so it was easy to take everybody out from a distance. We eventually complete this mission and recover the synth, and then go ahead and get ready for the Battle of Bunker Hill by buying the big boy. It's a fat man that shoots 2 mini nukes instead of 1 for only 1 mini nuke though. I only bought it, I died right after, you'll see, but I wanted to still use it, so I grabbed the big boy. I only had 2 mini nukes and used it. And I mean, I'm blowing stuff up instantly, like people in Brotherhood armor, power armor. It was absolutely fun to see just giant mushroom clouds appear. But like I said, I did die to a railroad heavy from like half health. Yeah, those things are powerful. I smartened up though, and I got all my caps back because I didn't buy that big boy, and I completed the mission by getting all the synths. Father wanted to talk to me about the future of the Commonwealth and how safe it is and whatever on the top of the CIT ruins, his first time ever being outside the Institute. He then goes ahead and also holds a meeting for Phase 3 to turn on a nuclear reactor. But we're going to need some parts, so we have to talk to one of the head engineers, Allie Fillmore, and she goes ahead and wants to come with us. But she's a scientist, not a fighter. We don't want her to die. She's insulted that I won't let her come with us, but it's for her own safety, okay? Eventually, though, I fight my way through here, and I did speed this up, but you can see I'm pretty much one-shotting or two-shotting these Brotherhood of Steel members with just Kellogg's revolver. Because the perks I have and how much damage that thing does, I'm doing like 200 damage per shot. I finally used the hazmat suit that looks like a spacesuit that I grabbed all that long ago, and grabbed the beryllium agitator, the part we needed. With having a lot more submachine gun ammo, I take down a massive sentry bot pretty easily. But of course, playing this game so much, I know 2 Assaultrons are on the way, so I just wait a second before reviving Dogmeat, and then I also make quick work of the Assaultrons. I mean, these things are always terrifying, but with how overleveled and powerful I am, they're nothing. I get the beryllium agitator to Allie Fillmore to continue on the reactor. I then have a side quest to do where people are rebelling because I was announced the new leader. So what I do is I unleash robot gorillas upon them as they're all trapped inside this room. I'm a new leader, I have to show my power. We're then supposed to go ahead and recruit this doctor to help us continue building this reactor. So we do that, he comes aboard, and then I'm told to record a speech for the Commonwealth to hear. I have to boost the radio station in Diamond City, and then launch this message that the Institute is not a threat. This puzzle's a little tough, but you know, once you get it, you get it. We then have to go ahead and turn on the reactor, which is not too hard. And then we're tasked with the final mission of the game of the Institute line, taking down the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled a lot because this mission took me about 2.5 hours just to do, and it was my own stupidity. It was pretty easy once I got the hang of just sniping people from a distance to get in, take down the generators, that sort of thing. But again, like I said, you can see here, it's not too bad, you know, I'm taking them out from a distance, as I just said. But then, once I got inside, many times, I would just make stupid decisions, like not aim down sights, like you'll see here, and I would die. Which, I mean, again, is definitely my own fault. But eventually, what you're supposed to do is get to the Liberty Prime, the Brotherhood of Steel's weapon, to take us out. And we're supposed to hijack it. What you're supposed to do is stay up here for the entire time as it gets to 100% of the hijacking or hacking. What I would do, though, is go down there and help fight with the Institute synths. But that doesn't progress the mission, so I kept dying until I finally realized that. And oh, I was mad. Because I had just wasted like probably an hour after actually finally getting up here many times, and it was super stupid. But eventually, you know, you hack Liberty Prime, and you get out of there. You're supposed to evacuate the airport because he is about to take down the Brotherhood of Steel ship, the Brotherhood. He starts talking about Chinese communists and whatever. I mean, he's from, you know, World War II, this robot, or that's what he's designed to see. So he goes ahead and absolutely laser beams the heck out of the Pridwin. We're then teleported safely, where we see this massive ship crash into the airport into a massive explosion. We of course come back to Sean and find that the cancer is finally caught up with him, and he is now dying. He has one final request for us, and that's to let him sleep. The game fades to black, and that's when the end monologue and credits roll. But we have the question to answer. Can you beat Fallout 4, being addicted to every chem, plus having some additional negative effects? Yes, you can. This challenge, I tell you, was very difficult early game, very difficult in the final mission, and then very tedious and annoying in the middle, trying to get all the chems, especially when, again, it took, finally after I got all the chems, it took about 17, 15, somewhere in the teens of hours, higher teens. It took a long time to do. Especially when right before I went to battle Kellogg, I took a break because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game came out. I was supposed to get this video like a week, 2 weeks ago, but I was focusing on that game, and it's still a blast to play. Now, I don't know what challenge I'm going to do now. I could do only pipe weapons, I could do only VATs, I could do suppress weapons, we'll see. What I do know is that now this is the Institute quest line done, so we've done all the 4 quest lines. So we're probably, the next challenge I do, we'll cycle back around to doing the Brotherhood of Steel once again, to keep it fresh, of course. But again, this challenge was very difficult. If I'm going to throw up on screen the hours played, I don't have a quite good number, because unlike the other challenges I've done, that was in very hard mode, so you can see the hours. If I were to take an estimate, I'm pretty sure it was around 40 hours. And about roughly half of that was just going between Diamond City and Good Neighbor, going to the traders that can sell the chems that I need, then sleeping for 48 hours to reset the traders, and going back and forth. With how rare those chems are, it's no wonder it took so long. I ended up being about level 47 or 48 by the end of the challenge, but it was still really fun. But I hope you guys did enjoy nonetheless. Maybe leave a like, maybe leave a nice comment down below, maybe hit that subscribe button, retain that little bell, and I'll see you guys next time for another Fallout 4 challenge. Bye, guys!